What is up, guys? Welcome to Saltco Live. It is officially the last time that we will be just online. So let's go out with a bang. Get your friends here. We just wrapped up Ignition. So share your link, get it passed out to your friends, because we're actually doing a Swarm competition tonight. I'll explain more of that in just a second, but we have so many announcements, guys. So many announcements. We are opening the campus on July 5th. That is the first Sunday we are gathering together. We are not going to have Saltco that night, but here's something that I need you guys. I need your help, all right? This is really important. It's a big deal, okay? July 5th, I will be preaching in the big room, the big service. And I'm so, guys, I preach every week. I preach to you guys every single week. I've actually got a live audience tonight. It's not just producer Andrea. We've got Austin and John in the house. So if you ever hear like sound effects like, wow, that was a great joke, Ken, or, you know, random clapping, that's what's going on. But there they are.
Great joke, Ken.
So July 5th, I will be preaching. I'll be kicking off our Binge-Worthy series, and I need you guys to pray for me. Just right now, just start offering them up, because I need so much help. I mostly just prayer. Like help, I've got lots of people helping me get ready for this, but I hope you guys will tune in for that. As we are getting ready to go live on July 5th, we'll have the campus reopened. We're going to put in place a lot of safety precautions, guidelines, and things. But I am so excited to gather together. What that means for Saltco, we're not meeting that night, but then the next Sunday, we will have our first ever hybrid online and in-person Saltco. I don't know, are you guys ready to get back together? Like, to be on campus, to have Saltco with all your friends. We'll do tons of social distancing. Everyone will have their masks on. Everything will be clean and sanitized. But guys, we're gonna have Saltco all together in the same place, same time. Let's go, I'm pumped. So we're gonna head over to Gimkit. We've got a Bible trivia Gimkit tonight. So producer Andrea is actually a MDiv student. So she's working on her... We are doing team mode. This is the first time ever that we're going to do team mode. And the way that this works, we're testing it actually for Swarm, because we are going to be playing a Gimkit tournament as part of Swarm, but it's going to be like Gimkit on steroids, right? So we are looking for so many people tonight, because we are having a Swarm competition, right? At the end of tonight's Saltco, at the end of the night, the team that has the most people signed up for Swarm is going to get an advantage in one of our games. So the link for signing up is in the description. But here's what you need to do, because if just the people that are here right now sign up, that'd be amazing. That's so great. But if you want to win this advantage, you need to get your team on board. We are missing the majority of the yellow team, the majority of the purple team. The blue team is pretty well represented here tonight. The red team, I don't know if Tessa is out there, but we need to get the red team back together. We're talking Kenzie, Isabella, Tessa, so many people on that red team. And let's see, who else are we? The green team, the orange team. So the team that has the most people signed up by the end of the broadcast tonight gets an advantage in our Swarm. But first, we're playing Gimkit. So we have we're testing this tonight. When it says make teams, what do you think is going to happen? We're about to find out.
I'm not sure. Do we have to put them in teams?
I don't know. This might be a surprise task for producer Andrea here.
Whoever's on my team, just say.
Just going to dominate. So share the link to our YouTube so that your team can get plugged in. So my blue team guys, I'm thinking we need Colin, right? We need Colin to watch this. We need him to get signed up. We need to get there's Julie. Julie, get the rest of the red team in here. Where is Kenzie? Where is Isabella? The whole camp squad. Anyone that went to Generate should honestly be here. So Beyonce in the house. Let's go. Okay, I love it. All right, it is 7:06. We're going to start at 7:07. Again, get your people here because you have a chance to win an advantage for a swarm game tonight.
Advantage, or is it not? Is it to be found out later?
It will be found out later. I can talk about our theme, which if you guys are fans of Survivor, which is part of what I'm preaching about on Sunday, the way that a lot of those challenges work is you can earn advantages, and some of them are hidden, some of them are, oh, here we go. Are we starting it? Yep. Make teams. Let's see what happens. Moment of truth. We've got the burgundy team, the green team, and the copper team.
Let's go.
So you can press reshuffle.
Want me to?
Press reshuffle for me. And then can you drag people from within the teams? No, you cannot. So it gets locked in. I see. That's good to know. But we've got the Indigo team. Indigo team has got J. Prue, Beyonce, producer Andrea, and JoJo Siwa. That is a loaded team right there. The orange team has Abby, Bruh Moment, and someone's still entering their name. And the avocado team, Barb, Harrison, and Ploopy. So let's get this started. It is it is a race to $1 million and $1. $1 million and $1. So the game has started. The game code is still up above. If you join the game late, can one of our audience members try and join the game late and see if you don't? I know your phone's about to die, but if you join a game after it started, will it get you plugged into one of these teams? Everything is Bible trivia tonight. So, what was the Indigo team, I think, is just going to absolutely run away with this. It's not looking good, honestly. They've already got $48. The orange team with $18, and the avocado team with $7.
Not to do with shop.
The room code is 90419.
Have to do another shop.
Oh, yes. Producer Andrea just, oh my gosh, guys, this is going to be a...
Wait, when I shop, am I spending my team's money or just my money?
I think you're spending the team's money. You guys are all working together. Perfect. So you just joined the orange team? Your one chunky shake over there? Perfect. That's good to know.
Now we know who one chunky shake is?
Hey, I've known that for a long time. Ever since we did the Blender Dash on Saltco Live, I knew exactly who one chunky shake was. All right, so out of the gates, Indigo team is absolutely running away with it. They will be deducted 25% because they have an extra player. The orange team has one player that's not actually playing, and the avocado team has the standard 3. So orange and avocado, your guys' number will be standard. That's just what it is. The Indigo team, you guys have to win by $250,000. For you guys to win, you have to get to $1 million before the orange team gets to $750,000. Does that make sense to everybody? I feel like that's pretty straightforward. Missy says you could join, but you don't know what team you're on. Missy, I think that you are tacos and you are on the orange team. If that's correct, just you can type a yes in the chat or something like that. Yeah, that's true. Nobody has gotten negative money so far. Indigo team is just absolutely crushing it. This is an absolute massacre. Yeah, but I mean, you got to spend money to make money. That's.
How do we go down that much? Guys, we're spending a lot.
But then you start getting questions right, and it just shoots right back up.
It just went up a lot.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm saying the Indigo team wins this in a record. We've never actually done this before, but in a record. It's going to be a record. I don't know how or what, but there's going to be some kind of record. So let's talk Swarm. All right. So Rob Ross and I got together on Friday, and we are designing Rec for Swarm so that you can have pretty much the same experience if you come in person versus online or social distancing, right? So we're talking some of the games that we've done online for Saltco and Lightco, but they're going to be like on steroids. Yeah, it's gonna be nuts. So that's gonna be one thing that's going on for Rec. The other thing that's gonna be happening will be we're going to have some specific online only challenges because there's going to be some specific in-person stuff we're going to do too. Like we're still going to do some staples of Swarm that are like tradition, right? We can't not do them. Well, if you're online, you're going to miss some of that experience, but we're putting together a package of challenges that you guys will be the only ones that participate in. Kelly, can we still wear masks if we come in person? That's a great question. Kelly, yes. Masks will be required indoors and suggested when we're outdoors. But we will be social distancing, cleaning everything. Kind of like when you go to a restaurant right now, as you're walking through the building, you have to wear a mask. But then if you get to your seat, you can take it off. So that's the policy we have. Everyone, if you're inside the building, will need to have a mask. In the host homes, during small group and during like social gatherings, masks are recommended, but social distancing will still be important. All of our host homes are being trained on how to do that in their space. I think before, I remember getting a picture of the red team, and it was like a giant slumber party, right? And like everyone was like on top of each other. There was like this inflatable couch thing. So it's going to be a little bit different sleeping in the host homes this time around. Also, the Indigo team. Oh, never mind. They're back. Did they lose a player? I think the Indigo team lost a player.
What?
But so that's intriguing. An intriguing development has happened. Abby, bruh moment, tacos, and one chunky shake on the orange team. So it's 3, 3, and 3. So the game has become standard.
So we don't get deductions.
You will not get deductions now. Anyway, so there's lots of social distancing and mask related stuff that we're working on putting together. Our what we're going to send out to like your parents so they can understand what all precautions we're taking. But things like food, right? We're going to not have a giant banquet set up like we've had in the past where you guys all came through and grabbed your sandwich stuff and everyone was touching everything. Like that just doesn't work in our culture anymore. You can't do food that way. So I'm working on getting Chick-fil-A catered for one or more of our meals, and then we'll do other meals in the host home still. And this is just a reminder, we are having a competition tonight. The team that at the end of the night has the most people signed up for Swarm is getting an advantage in one of our games. So that means the red team, the yellow team, the purple team, the blue team, the orange team, and the green team are all eligible for that advantage. So if you are watching, you're playing Gimkit, you need to get your team starting to get signed up because these advantages are absolute money makers. I guess we're playing Gimkit, so that makes sense. But get them over here to YouTube. Get them the link for Swarm. That's a great question, Josiah. The link for Swarm is in the description of the YouTube channel. Not the channel, the video. So if you click info below, that is our form. Go there, fill out your info, and you're good to go. We did have several people already signed up, like the moment it went live. So a couple of those teams are out in front early on. I think the yellow team and the orange team are in the lead right now, both with 2 each. So we've got orange, red, blue represented. I got a hand up over here. What's up, Austin?
What about swarm points that we were accumulating earlier in the year?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think that we can attribute swarm points that we were working on to this round of Swarm because it's so different. The whole world has changed. That's a good question, though. If I went back and calculated it, which honestly would be a lot of work because none of those were recorded. Like now, every single Saltco is recorded. I could just go back and rewatch it. But none of those that we were doing Swarm points, I don't know. It was a blowout. I remember that. Wow. Also, something happened there. It was what happened to all of the money? You guys had so much, and now it's all gone. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, there we go.
Someone's shopping, you know.
So there's so much big, awesome announcement stuff to talk for Swarm. The one that I'm currently the most pumped about is our band. We have City on a Hill, who, if you remember, came and played at the Hill. City on a Hill played at the Hill. They are coming July 31st through August 2nd to play for Swarm, and I am so pumped. They are awesome. Ella has a question. Yes, Ella, I have an answer. I mean, or I can get you an answer. You know, I'll figure it out. What's your question, Ella? I always forget about the lag. Gimlet hits different when you have a migraine. Oh, Julie, I'm so sorry to hear that. Migraines are not fun. Migraines are the absolute worst. And a lot of times there's not really even, like if you are someone that suffers from chronic migraines consistently, that like there's not really even medication that you can take. It's just you're gonna deal with it. So that's awful. I'm sorry. But this game is moving right along. Waiting on a question from Ella. The Indigo team has $500,000. They could probably finish it out here. 691. They are getting there.
There's another $43.
Why did you spend all the money? You could have won the game. You're gonna finish in like 3 seconds now though. Like it's literally gonna be 2 more questions and you're there.
We're back to 500,000.
Yeah. Oh, spending more money. So I just love how these teams got assembled. There it is. Orange team in 3rd, Avocado in 2nd, and the Indigo team in 1st. Jay Prue, producer Andrea, and JoJo Silva in our top spots there. So we're going to play a Zoom game now. So we are headed over to Zoom. The link is also in the description for you to get plugged into our Zoom room. The game we're playing tonight is similar to one that we played before. I keep looking over there. The camera's right here. but it's a lot of fun. It gets you up and moving around, running around and stuff. Oh, it's called Be the First. So as you get plugged into the Zoom room, get here and we'll get this game started in just a second. But in terms of graduation, Ella,
We know Will.
yeah, that's Julie.
Oh. Hey.
In terms of graduation, we are having a move up graduation event on it's the Ooh. I'm getting some feedback from there we go. Perfect, you're good, Missy. We're having a graduation event the third Sunday in July. So because we've been like moving and we've been in a virtual space, typically we have this huge summer like baptism service. We do all of this, like we throw an awesome party. We're now in phase 4, so the third Sunday in July we're having a graduation party for our seniors, but also to celebrate all of the students finishing the school year. And so that will be the first week that incoming freshmen can come to Saltco and incoming 6th graders can come to Lightco. The seniors, though, can stick around until the end of the summer because it has been just so weird. We are not gonna like kick John Green out of the group right after that. Say, no, you can't come to Swarm because you've graduated. Wouldn't that be awful, John?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The audience participation is so
I've
great.
gotten
I love it.
from enough things from my senior year.
Yeah, no Swarm for John. Sorry.
Just John.
Just John. John's the only one. All right. We have lots more people in YouTube still, but we are going to get started here. This game is similar to the game where we've played, where you have to go and grab something, but this one's going to ask you to do something. So it's a lot of fun. We've got, we're going to have to be paying attention to the Harrison, Barb, Abby group because you guys can all win individually. All right, so that's just great. You guys are all on your own. All right, so once it comes up on the screen, the first person to complete said task is the winner. Harrison is now focused on himself, and the girls are gone. Are they gonna? They'll figure it out. All right, are we ready? Let's get this rolling here.
Okay.
Be the first. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see what we got. The first person to make a sandwich of your choice. Make a sandwich of your choice. Harrison is up. Missy is not going anywhere. Julie is not going anywhere. I love it. We've got a Frisbee sandwich. I like that. We'll accept that this time around. Nice job, Harrison. There was zero competition there. That was, oh my goodness. There's some assault going on over there. Barb, the moment your camera came on, you just yeeted Abby out of the frame. That was great. All right, we are getting ready for round number 2. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you get plugged into the Zoom room so you can give Harrison some competition here. All right, we are looking for, and you guys in here can play as well. Just because you don't have a camera, we'll make it work. First person.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, no, hold on.
Why?
Pause. Not the sandwich. We just
I
did the
hit
sandwich.
clear.
Ready?
Okay, now let's
Okay,
try.
there we go. Be the first to.
I'm picking a good one.
Oh, okay. That's good. First person to get a bowl, plate, fork, and a spoon.
Yeah, good luck with that.
You need a bowl, a plate, a
I'd rather
fork,
not run
and
there.
a spoon.
No, sorry guys.
There's a kitchen all the way down there.
Yeah,
I'm not
and-
doing
Who's gonna get back first? It is gonna be close.
They're all fighting in
There, I'm sure there will be no damage to your house, Missy. This is just gonna be.
Do you have
Can we?
homeowners insurance?
Oh, she got it.
Oh, let's go. That was great. Nice job, Rachel. Got back first. Harrison in second. Nice job, Rachel. Way to go.
Harrison was absolutely booking
Abby and
Both their phones.
Abby and Barb, did we break anything during that round? Is everyone okay? Everyone's fine? Okay. You guys were just gone, and then I saw Harrison like posting up in the stairs, not letting anybody by. Oh my goodness. Don't get hurt. Nobody get hurt. All right. We are on to round number 3. We are looking for the first person to make a paper airplane. Make a paper airplane.
Oh, Julie has paper right
Julie
next to
is
her.
ready. We've got Barb is done. Now Barb, you have to throw it. I got to see it fly. That looked like it was pretty good. That looked like it was not bad. That was well done. Over here, John, you want to bring that over here? Because we have a paper airplane that has been submitted by our audience, and I'll go ahead and give it a throw. It's a tissue paper airplane. We're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna give it best. Here we go. Ready? That actually was not that bad. It had a little bit of yeah. Who else finished them? Yeah, I saw. I think that was Abby's. Nice job, Julie. Give it a throw. Let's see how it did. Yes.
We can totally see
That was well, nicely done, Julie. Harrison finished his. Perfect. All right. You want to just yeah. He's fine tuning it. All right.
Ready?
Yeah. Next round. Here we go. Be the first to put a pair of shoes on your hands.
Oh.
On your hands. Boom. Austin is done. Julie is done. That was great. That was so fast. I'm going to call that a tie between Austin and Julie. Harrison in third. That is great.
But I couldn't read.
Nice job, Rachel. Barb and Abby are fighting. Yes, Harrison with the nice job, guys. Harrison with the the victory lap on Barb and Abby's camera. That was pretty savage right there. Nice job, Harrison.
So bad.
All right, let's play. We're gonna do 2 more
I'm trying to
rounds.
block it from them so I don't see it.
Our in-person audience does have an advantage. All right, be the first to stick something to your forehead. Stick something to your forehead. We've got some balancing.
Shoot.
Rachel, I think, is going to get it. Abby's got it. Yeah, she's got a rubber band wrapped around her forehead. Nice job. Wow. Do not cut off the circulation. And then Rachel had it for a second. Don't cut off the circulation to your what's it called? Your the brain. Your brain. Yes, that one. Don't. Rachel, nice job. Way to get it. I think is that permanently attached, Rachel, or are you gonna be able to get it off? I love it. Nice job, Rachel. Is that what that was? Wow. That seems dangerous. Oh my
For long periods
goodness.
of time, yes.
All right.
Ready?
Last round. Here we go. Be the first to show a picture of a family member. Show a picture of a family member. Harrison first, Rachel second.
Son of a gun, it froze.
Are they family? Are they related?
Yeah, who's in the picture there? Wait, you guys aren't. Are you guys related?
Oh, we got these
You
guys.
You are?
We got
I had no
Austin behind
idea.
us.
Austin's got it. John with a picture of Shrek. That's great.
Rachel has
Rachel, yeah, Rachel was. I think she came in first or second. I can't remember. I had no idea you guys were actually related.
Face on random people.
Are you guys cousins? Cousins?
It's so bad.
No. Harrison's
Lies.
shaking his head.
Harrison found him out.
See, over here, a lot of times my default is just to believe whatever students tell me.
Ooh, good.
And that has gotten me in trouble many times. And I feel like I was just kind of, manipulated there, toyed with a little bit. I'm glad to know you guys are cousins, though. That's groundbreaking information. All right, we are headed over to YouTube. We will come back and play Family Feud after the message tonight. So hang in there. Get your friends here. We're about to start week 2 of our series, Doubt It. We're talking about what it means to have questions about our faith and how God responds to those. What is God's thoughts? So go ahead and head back over there, and I'll catch you in like 15 seconds. All right, guys, so we are in week 2 of our series on doubt. And I just want you guys to know my main point through this whole 4-week series is that everyone at one point, or many points even in their life, has had doubts and has had questions about their faith. And it's actually in the Bible. And that's what we're going to look at tonight. But first, I need to know, like, you guys have seen Zootopia, right? You've seen that movie with the cop. She's a bunny, and there's the fox. You guys have seen that movie, right? Just respond in the chat, like, yes, I know what you're talking about. There is a specific part of that movie that typically, like, if we were in person, I would just show you guys the clip. But we're on YouTube, and what would happen if I showed you the clip on YouTube? We'd be taken down right away. They are so quick with that. I'm just remembering back to like the first couple weeks that we did Salt Co, and the stream just got taken down because I played music in the background. But there's this part in the movie, right? The plot is that there's this giant conspiracy that's going on, making these predators be super aggressive, right? There's a drug involved. It's complicated. It's not about the movie, right? But it's there's this moment where our main character discovers this evidence, right? And she sees that this animal has been drugged, that they're being manipulated, right? And then something else happens, and her evidence gets stolen. It disappears. And everyone is doubting her, questioning her. They're calling her crazy, right? All of this stuff. And that causes her to have these self-reflections. And am I really cut out for this? Is this what I'm supposed to do? And those kinds of questions, I think, really capture what it is all about when we have doubts in our faith. Because we see it in the Bible. We're going to look at 2 stories tonight where people asked those exact same questions. Am I cut out for this? Is God asking me to do this? Is God going to do what he says he's going to do? One of these is my all-time favorite Bible character, and I'm excited to talk about it tonight. So we're headed to the book of Judges. And if you've never read the book of Judges, it is really interesting. It's fast-paced, and there are some crazy stories. One of the stories is the story of Gideon, and that's where we're jumping in tonight. It's in Judges chapter 6. Judges chapter 6. This is the Israelites are in captivity, essentially. There are people that have come in and conquered the people of Israel. This was before they had a king. It's before King Saul, before King David. The children of Israel are occupied. And the Lord comes to Gideon in verses, God's people had cried out for help. And God comes to him and says, you are a mighty man of valor. Go lead my people out of this oppression. And then in verses 12 through 14, this is where we jump in. The angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon. He said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." And then Gideon's response, it's like, It's literally what it says. Pardon me, my Lord. You've got the wrong guy, right? It says, pardon me, my Lord. But if the Lord is with us, why has all of this happened to us? Where are all his wonders that our ancestors told us about when they said, did not the Lord bring us up out of Egypt? But now the Lord has abandoned us and given us into the hand of Midian. And the Lord turned to him and said, go in the strength you have and save Israel out of Midian's hand. Am I not sending you? Do you guys see how raw his questions are for God? This is not like glossy, perfect, Instagram-worthy Christianity, right? He asks God really hard questions. He says, God, you have abandoned us. Where have you been? You did all these things. Our ancestors told us these stories about you splitting the Red Sea and the plagues of Egypt and how you were with them in the tabernacle, and you have abandoned us. Where were you? And this is where God comes to him and he says, go. But this question that Gideon asks doesn't go away. Gideon goes down in history as one of the most cowardly and scared leaders that we see in the entire Bible. Verses 15 through 16, again, Gideon says, pardon me, my Lord, but how can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest, and I am the least in my family. The Lord answered, I will be with you, and you will strike down all the Midianites, leaving none alive. Gideon wants nothing to do with this. He's actually hiding at the time that the Lord came to him. He's hiding in essentially a well, threshing wheat, a wine press, instead of out in the open where you would typically thresh wheat. He's hiding, right? Because he's afraid of the Midianites and the Amalekites who are invading their land. He goes on, we see in verse 17, Gideon says, if now I have found favor in your eyes, give me a sign that it's really you that's talking to me. Please do not go away until I come back and bring my offering and lay it before you. And jump into verse 21. Then the angel of the Lord touched the meat and the unleavened bread with the tip of the staff that was in his hand. This is the first miracle that Gideon gets as a sign. Fire flared up from the rock, consuming the meat and the bread. So the angel of the Lord touches this offering and it just lights on fire. That is not natural, right? He just reaches down and touches it and it bursts into flames. That is, Gideon asked for a sign and God gave him a sign, right? That, like, the majority of people do not get that level of clarity and this is what I'm telling you to do. Do it. There's a sign right in front of him. But is that good enough for Gideon? Most definitely not. We go down into verse 36, same chapter, chapter 6, verse 36. Gideon said to God, if you will save Israel by my hand as you promised, look, here's the deal. I'll place a wool fleece on the threshing floor. If there is dew only on the fleece and all of the ground is dry, then I will know that you will save Israel by my hand as you said. So he asks him for a really specific sign. I don't know, have you guys ever asked something like that from God where you've said, God, I don't know what you're doing, but if you do this for me, then I'll know that you're talking to me. Then I'll know. Guys, that's a place of wondering, and it's a place where people often find themselves. Gideon is afraid and he's doubting, but what does God not do in any of this? He never shames Gideon. He never says, what more do I have to do? What more do I have to show you? Gideon continues to have these doubts and these questions, but God never dismisses them. He never puts them down. Jumping down to verse, God accomplishes that sign, right? The ground is dry, the fleece is wet. And then in verse 39, Gideon comes back to God. He's had two signs already. And Gideon said to God, don't be angry with me, but let me just make one more request. Allow me one more test with the fleece, but this time make the fleece dry and let all the ground be covered with dew. And so that night, God did it. Only the fleece was dry and all the ground was covered with dew. So in this story, Gideon questions and asks God for proof 5 times before he's convinced. And it might be like, I don't know, the first time I read that, it was kind of encouraging because it makes it normal. It takes this concept of doubt that we have kind of almost villainized in the church, where we say, oh, you have doubts, you just need stronger faith. Or why are you questioning those things? Guys, Gideon asked God, he said he needed help, he needed proof 5 times. That is honestly, Gideon was afraid, right? And that fear caused these doubts in him. But God never dismisses that. He knows what it's like to be human, what it's like to go through life, and he is with us in those moments. So the thing that I think we're told a lot is that if you had faith, you wouldn't need to ask God for proof, right? We don't see that here. And that the other thing we see is that asking God for answers or evidence means you're lacking faith. We don't see that in this story. We also sometimes hear that it's wrong or shameful to question God, and that is not true. We'll see in another story here in just a second. If that's what you've been told, you might think of Gideon's behavior here as embarrassing or shameful, but what we talked about last week, it is natural and normal to ask those kinds of questions. When our questions are directed towards God, like in Gideon's case, God doesn't get angry. In fact, God is pretty understanding. He does not dismiss anything that Gideon says. He is patient and he is loving towards his child. Now, if you have ever read the New Testament, there is this guy, one of Jesus's apostles, his disciples, called Thomas. And when we talk about Thomas, there's another part of his name, like we call him blank Thomas. What is that word? What do we call Thomas? Does anybody know? In the chat, just holler at me really quick. I got to know you're still there. What was Thomas's nickname? Anyone in the audience over here know? Doubting Thomas is correct. So Doubting Thomas is an interesting guy. If we look at the end of the story, we know that he gets his faith restored, right? He ends up actually being a martyr in the early church. But there is a moment that we look at and we zoom in on and we say, oh, don't be like Doubting Thomas. And it's got such a negative connotation. And I'm here to tell you guys that doubts and questions are normal. There is nothing shameful. When Jesus interacts with Thomas, as we're going to see here in just a second, he doesn't dismiss him or belittle him. He comes alongside and loves him. So we're in John chapter 20, verses 24 through 29. And this is after Jesus has been crucified, after he is risen from the grave. He came and he visited some of the disciples immediately after. And that's where we jump into the story. Now Thomas, one of the 12, was not with the disciples when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, and I imagine this being like a huge moment, right? He comes and he gets late to the party, right? He shows up and they're like, Thomas, we have seen the Lord. And they're so excited, right? Now Thomas, he says to them, unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my finger where the nails were and put my hand into his side, I will not believe. Then a week later, right, we have this really broken moment for Thomas where he says, I have these questions. I saw him die. I saw them put the spear into his side. I saw them drive the nails into his hands. He died. I can't believe that that was actually the Lord unless I see these things. Guys, those are logical questions. Those are questions that are grounded in science and understanding the way that the world is. There's nothing wrong with that. And so Thomas comes, he says this, and then in verse 26 it says, a week later his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." And then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here. See my hands. And reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." What he doesn't do to Thomas is say, "Man, just get it together. I'm back. Believe in me." He engages with Thomas's doubt. He engages with the questions that he has. He says, "Look, I am here. I am alive. These questions you had, I want to answer those for you." And so, right, we see Jesus showing up, tells all of his disciples, except for Thomas, and Thomas has these questions. But Jesus doesn't get angry at Thomas. Jesus doesn't punish Thomas. There's this whole concept of doubt in our culture today, and we say, "Oh, you just need to be better. You need to have stronger faith." That's not how Jesus responded to Thomas. Jesus never shamed him, and Jesus showed him his scars and let Thomas touch them. Now, I'm sure that Thomas wasn't the only disciple that needed evidence, right, to believe in Jesus' resurrection, but he is the only disciple that we know of who asked for it. But that account is given to show us what authentic faith, what it means to wrestle with these questions. We don't need to ignore them or belittle them or shame people who have them. We need to love and engage with them. The book of John was written about 50 years after Jesus ascended into heaven. So it was written to a community of Jesus followers who had never seen Jesus in the flesh. Even those early believers, they needed reassurance that Jesus really did rise again. It must have been so comforting for this new baby church that had just started. 50 years have gone by since Jesus died, right? Can you imagine the amount of questions, the amount of doubts, the amount of authentic wondering going on in that community? We're worshiping this guy we've never met, this guy that rose from the dead, and then to read this account from Thomas. Guys, Jesus' words to Thomas would have deeply resonated with them. Jesus told Thomas that he got to see Jesus in the flesh, but there would be future followers of Jesus who wouldn't get that privilege. Jesus said future believers would have to base their belief on other kinds of evidence, and they'd be blessed for it. What Jesus isn't saying is, if you believe without having any evidence, you're blessed. He's saying, listen, you got to see me. I came and handed this, I showed you my hands and my side. Not everyone's going to get that, but there are other ways that we can look at the accounts of the Old Testament and the testimonies of people to look at the evidence of Jesus' death and resurrection, that he was who he says he was, and he is who he said he would be. The story of Thomas demanding evidence, it's not something that's shameful, it's essential. Though Thomas's interactions with Jesus, we see that Jesus knew his future followers. They would need proof, they would need evidence and eyewitness accounts that he did indeed rise from the dead. The stories of Gideon, the stories of Thomas, they're only two stories in scriptures where followers of God asked for evidence before believing what they'd heard about God that was true. And here's the point tonight. I just want to make sure I drive it home. It might be surprising, but in both of these stories, here's the takeaway, that God doesn't shame us for our questions. Instead, God gives us the evidence we need in order to believe. God doesn't shame us for our questions. He gives us the evidence we need in order to believe. Now, the rest of my message tonight, I just want to start to unpack some tools and what it means to look at evidence and to believe, right? To not only think rationally, but to also incorporate faith into that. And everyone is wired differently. That's the important thing to remember, right? Some people are introverted, some are extroverted, right? Some of us like to take initiative, to take charge, and others are more laid back. They'll let someone else lead, right? Some of us are relaxed. We just want to chill, and other people, like me, are like a spaz all over the place, like jumping around doing crazy stuff. Some of us are driven by our feelings and intuition, and others are driven by thoughts and logic and reason. None of those traits are better or worse than any of the others. They're just different ways of being human, because God created us the way that we are. He crafted us, and just because we have doubts, because maybe we're wired a certain way or we have a life experience that shakes us, God doesn't shame us for that. He created us the way that he did, exactly the way he wants us to be. It's important for us to understand how we're wired. Our personalities can impact the way that we know and experience God. But if you are more feelings oriented, right, you'll likely experience God through emotions and intuition, right? Worship, prayer, this experiential faith. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have had moments in my life where I've had these intense experiences with God. But there's also this whole other camp. If you're more logic oriented, you're more likely going to experience God through thoughts, reasons, oh gosh, I forgot the word. Anyway, science, honestly, oh my gosh, the word. It starts with an A. Apologetics. There we go. Wow. That was an absolute struggle. I'm coming in for a landing, guys. Stay with me. So all of these things can help us experience God, even when we have doubts and we have questions. If I had to guess, I would say Gideon and Thomas were pretty logical people. They needed hard evidence. Gideon asked God for hard evidence 5 times. He got 3 direct signs from God. I think that he was probably a very grounded, rational person. And I think Thomas was probably right in that same area. And he had all of these intense emotional experiences with Jesus. He walked with Jesus. But because of the way he was wired, he still had these doubts and these questions because he saw Jesus die. That's just part of how we're wired, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing to be ashamed of or embarrassed about, because that is how God has wired us. Being skeptical, it's not a character flaw or a lack of faith. When Gideon and Thomas struggled to believe, they humbly asked God to reveal himself to them. And God provided it. So what about us? If we need evidence in order to believe, where can we find it? What kind of evidence does God provide? Now, this typically I would give you guys some discussion and some breakout opportunities here, but I just want to list off a couple of things, some areas where we can see the wonder, the order, the creative nature of God, right? We can see him obviously. I think one of the most impactful ones for me has been like physical sciences, right? Things like physics, astronomy, chemistry, geology, like these massive creation, just the immensity and the order behind the way that God has created the world, right? We see universes massive, so far away. We see order in the way that the world functions, and that comes from God. We can also look inward. We can look at life. We can look at zoology and botany and genetics, molecular biology, physiology, the order and the creativity in all of those things that holds life together is absolutely amazing. And then there are things like psychological sciences, right? You can find evidence for God in the way that humans are wired. Through our psychology, sociology, anthropology, we can see this story that God has been telling all through history, and it all points us back to him. And then things like affective sciences, right? Through our emotions, facial expressions, body expressions, all of these things can help us understand the way that we're wired and the way that God has created us to function in the world. Things like medicine, mathematics, the arts, history, all of these things point us towards God, towards Jesus, and the things that he's been doing in the world, the creativity of the arts, the story that we see coming through history and through the Bible, the dependency, the accuracy. If you do the historical studies looking into the Bible and how we got it, where we got it from, the consistency of the Bible, we can see those things all throughout history. The way that God has preserved his people, the way that he has provided for his people, the way that he provides for us still today. We can look to all of these areas and see evidence that God is at work, that God is doing things. But having questions, that doesn't make you shameful. It's not something to be embarrassed about. It's things to talk about. Let's dialogue with questions. Dialogue and love the people around you, because everyone has questions. There's nothing wrong with that. As we saw it with Gideon, we saw it with Thomas, these questions are normal. They are a part of the way that God has wired us. As we, I'm going to close in prayer here, but if you are wrestling with doubts, with questions about your faith, or you know someone who is, I want you to feel like you can reach out to me. I'd love to talk with you about them. And if you know someone that is, I would encourage you to just set a time that you can sit down and talk with them, or do a Zoom call and just pray for them. You don't have to have all the answers, but just listening to their questions, listening to the things that have made them the way that they are, that is what the first step of what God did with Gideon and Jesus did with Thomas. They heard the questions and the doubts. And then once you hear them, you can start to love them in the midst of that. I'm gonna go ahead and pray. So please, if you have questions or doubts, reach out to me. And I would encourage you, if you know people that do, that you would reach out to them. Will you guys bow your heads and pray with me? Lord, thank you for making us the way that we are. Thank you for creating us with a need to know you, a desire to know you. I pray that you would make us more like you, that you would help us to see the world and see people the way that you see it. And as our stories taught us tonight, help us to love ourselves. And I pray that you would give each of us the faith that we need to experience you, experience the breakthrough and the calling that you have for us. We love you, and in Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys, I have several announcements. But before we head back and play Family Feud, what I need you guys to do is get your friends back on here. We've got enough people right now for a couple of teams. We are playing guys against girls, so reach out, get your people. We're going back over to Zoom in just a second, but we're gonna need to get our friends plugged back into the Zoom call, so that we can have our two teams all set up and ready to go. All right, announcements. We, at the end of tonight, I will go and look and see how many people have signed up for Swarm. And then the team that has the most people signed up as of the end of Saltco will get an advantage. So you still have time. You still have about 30 minutes to get your team signed up. So blue team, reach out to your blue team members, get them signed up. You have 30 minutes to make it happen. Orange team, John just showed me a text. He is actively doing it right now. So I'm thinking we're going to have a strong showing from the blue team in this challenge. Orange team, get it. You guys already have some people signed up, but you have 30 minutes, 29 minutes to beat the blue team because they are going for back-to-back Swarm championships. Orange team, yellow team, red team, purple team, you guys have 29 minutes to get as many people signed up as you can to win this advantage. And we'll have lots more info coming out about Swarm in the coming days. This week we're going to put together our policies, procedures, get those sent out to your parents. So if they have questions or if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I can explain all of the things happening at Swarm. So that's Swarm. Make sure you get your teams plugged in, get people back here into the Zoom room. I think we can start letting people in over there too. Get people plugged in for Swarm, because the amazing thing about Swarm this time around is you can participate from anywhere. You can be in, I talked with the Thiels, they're bummed they're not going to be able to host this year, but there will be elements of Swarm that you can participate from across the country. I know Barb, I talked with her earlier. She is bummed she can't make it, but she's going to do the online version. That's the amazing thing about Swarm this time around. You do not have to be physically present to participate. And we're putting together a really awesome participation experience too. We've got guest speakers. We're bringing in some awesome food. We've got City on a Hill is our band. That is amazing. So get plugged in, get your friends signed up, get your teams rolling, because it's going to fill up fast. Other two things is our first week of in-person Saltco is on July 12th. We will have in-person and online Saltco. I'll get more info out to you guys about that between now and then. But that's exciting. I'm so pumped. I cannot wait for that day. And then the week after that, July 19th, is our graduation drive-by extravaganza. I need a better name. I need to come up with a better name for that. In the audience, any inspiration for a great name for a drive-by graduation experience? The what? Oh, I thought there was an answer. They spoke at the same time, and then I got confused. All right, sounds good, John. That is the week after. That is July 19th. So that's going to be a ton of fun. Don't miss that as well. All right, I am headed over to Zoom. We are going to play Family Feud. I see our room is full. We got a bunch of people in there. We've got our two audience participation members as well. It is guys against girls. We are ready to go. John, your hand went up. What was up? What?
Drive up and step up.
Drive up and step up. I like that.
Get it? Because you're like stepping up in life.
Yeah.
That's what you call it too, the move up or
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. I think actually I'm going to turn this over to you really quick. I need to run and grab a drink. And then, yeah, if you have the water, that'd be great. But we're playing Family Feud. We've done this before. Andrea, do you have any questions about running this?
No, I mean, who's gonna put the thing?
I'm going to spin this around so it's pointed to you. You can stay
Okay.
right there.
Okay, great. Wow.
I will be back in.
One of our guests could host.
I didn't sign up for that.
Just tell me what I have to do.
John, you want to get up there and be the host of in front of the screen for Family Feud?
Yeah, do I just speak?
I'll be right back, guys.
Yes. You just speak.
You've played Family Feud before, right, John?
Yeah. Pass or play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure
Get
you'll-
on up.
Perfect.
We'll
I love it.
John and I
You're
will
right
figure it
here.
out.
I love it.
Let's put the mic back over here for John.
Love it. Good stuff. That's perfect right there.
Okay.
It'll get it. All
All right, John.
You are up,
Up
sir.
front, in front of that camera. Let's go. You'll be great.
You got it.
Okay, what are our teams here, John? Can we figure that out first step?
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls.
I'll take this off.
Does that mean Austin needs to play, right?
Cool.
You
So
better.
maybe you should come around so you're not
I can
seeing
give
the
you my
answers.
phone and you can play.
He can play over here.
Because he has an Apple. He can't do anything
Yeah.
on his phone.
That's okay. He can play from here. He can play from in person. So, ladies versus boys. Young men, I should say. All right. First,
Wait a minute. Yeah, you'll have to help Harrison because he's the only guy.
Sorry,
Yep.
bro.
Let's have Missy go on his team.
Missy and Harrison. So we'll have the Brocious be a team.
The Brocious will be their own team.
Okay.
Cool with that?
Perfect.
Cool. They
So
said
who do you
thumbs
want
up.
up first?
The not Brociouses. Let's go with the girls.
You need one person from each team.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's I knew that. I was testing you.
Yeah.
Let's go Harrison and Barb and Abby, or Abby, one
Yeah,
of the two.
so what will happen, we'll put up a question, and then whoever's hand is up, Zoom hand is up first,
Yeah.
gets to ding it. Not yet, question's not up.
Put that down, cheater.
I'll put it down. Okay. Let's lower the hands. There we go. All right, you ready, John?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
ready? And,
All right. Name an animal that may enter your backyard.
oh, I think Harrison is first, John.
Harrison, I forgot that I need to actually watch. Okay, Harrison, name an animal that may enter your backyard. Squirrel.
Let's see.
I was expecting it to be a bit higher. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, so I think the ladies have a chance to steal, right?
Yes. I believe. Yeah, that's right. You have a chance to steal, and then we do pass or play. Okay.
Yep.
So. You have 15 seconds, ladies. That's what Ken would do.
Oh,
That's because.
Don't forget to mute the YouTube stream.
That and Harrison's probably picking it up too. If he's not muted.
uh-huh.
There you go.
Hey, ladies, you got an animal? What is it? Let's say a bunny. Something
Yes,
said.
bunny.
Really?
Mhm.
Ooh, so that's when we say boys pass or play, right? All right, pass or play. Brociouses, I should say. Play? Okay, name an animal that may enter your backyard.
Missy.
Missy, yeah. I'll get better, I promise. Really? I guess this is dependent on where you live, because I've never seen a raccoon in my yard in my life.
You've never seen a raccoon?
In my yard.
In his yard.
Fair.
In my yard.
All right.
All right.
Is it Austin?
Yeah.
Austin, yes. You're on
A
the
bird.
A bird?
Yeah.
It's a good answer. It's a good answer.
What?
Wow.
I guess,
really?
guess
How?
not. I guess not.
All right, they have 2 X's left.
Okay, we're going back to Missy.
Or Harrison.
Harrison?
Harrison.
Wait.
Yeah, Harrison.
Yeah.
I say possum.
A possum?
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Oh.
Wow, people just. suck
That's
on
what
the
I've seen in my
surface.
yard. Okay, I'm giving up on keeping track of who's next. Who's next?
Missy.
Missy.
Okay.
I'm gonna say coyote.
Coyote.
That's a good answer.
Eh.
Oh.
I was gonna say if a bunny's not on there.
Yeah.
Girls can steal.
Uh-huh.
They need anything in the top 5. Anything on the board.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Are they frozen?
We can do Julie or Abby or Barb, but I think Abby and Barb are frozen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Abby and
dude.
Barb are definitely frozen.
So, my
Julie.
oh, they're kind of moving. You guys can talk and debate amongst yourselves.
Julia too, right? Or Julie too.
Yeah,
right?
Julie too.
Awesome.
It might just be Julie. Julie, they're having some issues.
Yeah,
you might be the one to
Julie.
steal this.
We can hear us. We can hear us.
Yes.
Yes, now we can. There we go.
We go. Bird.
Oh.
Oh, already been
Oh.
said by the boy, the Brociouses, and Austin.
The Harrisons.
I love
the
it.
Harrisons.
All right.
Guys, give John a round of applause. Nice job, John. Thanks for jumping in for me.
Yup.
I appreciate it. I really needed a drink of water.
$20 PayPal.
All right, so we have got Harrison, Austin, John, and Missy. Is that what we're doing for teams?
Yeah, John wasn't
Okay.
on a team, so it was.
So now John gets to play. That's great. Guys win round number 1. Or no. Yes, guys win round number 1. Nice job, guys. Well done. Top answer was a cat. That seems reasonable. Number 2, a skunk. Number 3, a dog. And number 5, a deer.
Dang.
Pretty rural area, I think, that these answers were pulled from. All right, we are ready for our next question. So Harrison, who did the thing first, like the buzzer at the beginning?
It was
And then
Harrison and Barb, so we can get.
Harrison and Barb. So let's do Abby and Missy. Missy against Abby. Raise your hand once you see the question. We're ready for question 2. Name something people do inside daily. Missy.
Cook food.
Cook food. Good answer. Cook food.
Do you want to confer on that one? Let's confer on Missy. All right.
really?
And
That is incorrect. Nothing on there for cooking food. Abby.
Sleep.
Sleep. That's a good answer. Sleep. Number 1 answer. That's great. Way to go. Ladies, pass or play?
Play.
Play. I love it. Julie, we are coming to you. Julie, name something people do inside every day.
Use the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom. Good answer.
you would. Oh wait, it's number
Whoa!
1. That's
yeah, it's
1.
just 1X.
Just 1X.
Just 1X. That was a good answer. I liked that one. Barb, you're up. Name something people do inside every day.
Watch TV.
Watch TV.
I think this question is a little ridiculous. if you ask
2
me.
X's. My goodness. All right, Abby. 2 X's. Three answers still on the board. Name something people do inside every day.
Shower.
Shower.
This question's silly.
Incorrect. 3 straight X's. Guys have a chance to steal. You have 15 seconds to confer. Name something people do inside daily. 15 seconds starts right now.
Eat. Cook. Eat. What else?
Eat might work since they had to confer about cooking.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's a good one. Eat. I like that. Eat or drink or consume nutrients in one way or another.
Or eat.
We're going with eat. That is correct. The guys win round number 2, running away with it. Is that your dog, Julie? Oh. Keep it together. Here we go. All right, number 3 answer was exercise.
Boo.
No. Hold on.
Boo.
No way. No way. That is the worst.
Rise
Number
and
4, work. Okay. Well, there's this thing called Saturday. Saturday people don't work. I have issues with this question. All right, next up, I need Austin, and I need, who are we up to now on the girls' side? Who needs to go first? Is it Julie? I think it's Julie. Here we go.
How
Raise
does
your
Austin
hand.
raise his hand?
Austin is going to physically raise his hand. Julie has to digitally raise her hand.
I think it's a disadvantage,
Yeah.
but it's fine.
I'm sorry, Julie, you are at a disadvantage. All right. Next question.
I also have Ken's head in the way.
Yeah.
So that's my disadvantage.
Name a color most people would not want to paint the outside of their house. What are we going with here? His hand was up. We're going with Austin.
Yeah.
Black.
Black. Number 2 answer. Julie, you get the number 1 answer. You guys can still play. What do you got? Purple. Good answer. Oh my goodness, there's only 3 answers on the board, so I think would have been on there if there were 4 or 5. Guys, pass or play?
Play.
Wait, what happens if we pass?
The girls get to play.
And if they fail, then we might be able to steal.
Oh, okay.
It really makes no sense to pass.
Yeah,
Honestly,
we'll
it's yeah. All right, guys are gonna play. I think we are up to Harrison.
I don't know.
We're going with Harrison. Harrison, name a color most people would not want to paint the outside of their house.
Well, I saw a pink house the other day and it was really ugly, so I'll go with
Pink. Number
Oh, that's
1 answer,
nice.
big time. I like it. Are we? I honestly have completely lost track of where we are because
John hasn't
typically,
gone, I don't think.
John, name a color people would not want to paint the outside of their house.
I'm gonna say orange.
Orange, my favorite color.
What?
Not on the board. Missy, name a color you would not want the paint on the outside of your house. Teal. Just getting specific.
Yeah.
Incorrect. Austin, we are back to you.
Uh-oh. No, that's just me, I think.
Yeah, it's just you.
Green.
Green. Incorrect. Ladies have a chance to steal. You have 15 seconds to talk it over, starting now.
Because there's a lot of colors besides like white
Lot. Brown. The classic poop-colored house. Oh wait, no. Was that an official answer?
Okay, what do we think about brown? Where Julie's gone.
Yeah.
Julie's gone. You and I. Brown.
Brown. The classic poop-colored house. Incorrect. Guys win again. Guys are up 3-0. The number 3 answer was red.
Red.
Be sick.
You need to really look at these before we play them.
Only 9% of people said red. 9%.
Where's the in between of 56 to 9? Like, there's a lot more.
56, 31, and then
Who would rather have people voted red or purple or orange?
I don't know. You have to think.
Rainbow.
You have to think that the youth pastors that completed this survey asked a very specific niche
Probably their kids.
group. Yeah, it's probably their kids. All right, we need John this time going up against. Is it Abby or Barb?
I think we're back to Barb.
Barb. John against Barb. Same thing. John, you got to raise your hand. Barb, you have to raise the hand.
Can't she raise her physical hand too if he's
Let's
doing-
do that.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
I feel like if John's gonna raise his physical hand, Barb can raise her physical hand.
That seems fair. All right, next question. Name
Oh
something.
wait, no, let's not do that one. I wanted a different one.
Psych.
Ready?
Next question. You watch them. I'll read the question.
Okay.
Name a TV series with an iconic house or apartment set.
It was John. He hesitated to put it back down, but it was John.
John,
Yeah, I did want to put it back down because I thought of something that wasn't in the house.
we'll go to Barb. Friends. Great, love it. Friends. Number 2 answer, John. Jesse. Jesse from Disney Channel.
It's the only show I watch.
Incorrect. Girls, pass or play? Girls are going to play. Got to get a win here. Got to get a win. Get back on the board. We are at Abby. Abby, name a TV series with an iconic house or apartment set.
Full House.
Full House. I like that. That's a good answer. Yes. Number 3 answer. Julie, name a TV series with an iconic house or apartment set. Big
Ooh,
Bang
that's a
Theory.
good one.
Another good answer.
Oh.
Not
These
on the
last
board.
two,
Questionable.
they're not questionable. I just don't know if they're too outdated for this group of people.
All right. We're back to we're back to Barb. You're muted. Yeah. There you go.
I have no idea. I don't know.
No answer. We're going with no answer.
I usually watch a vlog. Out of my
All right. That is that's an
an
X. We've got 2 X's. Abby, name a TV series with an iconic house or apartment set. SpongeBob. That's a good answer. I like that a lot. 3 X's. Guys, you have 15
Guys plus
seconds.
Missy.
Guys plus Missy, you have 15 seconds to confer.
What do you guys think about the Addams Family?
The Addams Family or the Brady Bunch?
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld? Okay, we'll do that.
Seinfeld. Seinfeld.
It's number 1.
Number 4. The guys steal and win again. The
Let's go,
guys
boys.
win again.
Was it the Brady Bunch?
I'm guessing this answer right here is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Really? I haven't seen that one.
Oh, The
Simpsons.
Simpsons!
Oh my gosh, we're stupid!
What?
That's not a set though.
No, it can't be a set if it's a
It
cartoon.
says house. Yeah, it is set.
It's a cartoon.
I didn't write it.
They don't have a set.
Computer generated.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
See, I don't watch TV, so I said Josie.
Wow. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. It's 8:22. We're gonna play one more round. If the girls win this one, they win the
What?
whole thing. Yep. I'm just kidding, but we will like give them a participation trophy or something if they steal this last
Wow. Ken's a
one.
millennial.
The ladies, you guys, please do not get shut out. You got this. I believe in you. You got this.
I do
I
not.
need what?
I want to go back to that one. I thought it was.
Okay.
I didn't do before.
We're up to Abby and Harrison. So you're gonna have to raise your physical hand because you're on the same camera. Are you ready? Name something that's in nearly every room
Oh, it
of
was
your
Abby.
house.
It was
Abby. Abby, you're muted. Yep.
A lamp.
A lamp. Good answer. A lamp.
Confer.
1 second.
No. Oh.
Lights. We're accepting lights on that one. Nice job. Harrison.
Oh, this is easy.
A carpet.
Carpet. Good answer. The floor. Number 1 answer.
Are you sure
We
that
gave
there's
them.
a floor in every room?
I don't know if John saw this one on Wednesday, so I'm gonna say he can't participate.
Oh, that's true.
You did?
Yeah, you did. You did see this exact question, actually. All right, we are at. So if John can't play, we're at Missy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Missy, name something that's in nearly every room of your house. Are you guys passing or playing? Play. Okay, perfect. Yep. Missy.
I don't know if I have to be more specific than furniture. Do I have to be more specific than that?
Furniture.
Okay, how about can I say chair?
It's an X for both of those. They're both X's.
Yeah, chairs or furniture would
So
both
there's
be an
no
X.
chairs or furniture, but there definitely is floor.
There is floor. There is definitely floor. We are at Austin.
A door?
A door. Most likely. Good answer. Well done. Harrison, back to you.
What about John?
John can't play because he helps at Lightco on Wednesdays, and we did this question.
Ceiling.
Ceiling. Good answer. Number 2 answer. Nice job. We are back to. I lose track of this so
Missy?
fast. Missy. Windows. Unless you're in a prison. There it is. Can they clear the board? Austin.
Shoot. If there is unspecific, the walls.
Walls.
Yes.
Walls. That's a good answer. There it
Yes,
is.
let's
The guys with another victory. The guys
Abby's
are
upset.
5
John dropped.
and 0. 5 and 0 tonight. Nice job, guys. I love it. All right, we are about to sign off. You do have 4 minutes left to get your team signed up for Swarm. So if you haven't already, invite your friends. Remember, you do not have to be like the first time that well, who am I even thinking about? Someone like the Pollux, right? One of the first things they came to was Swarm, and then they got super plugged in. You do not have to be like, you could invite someone that has never been to Ginger Creek, never been to our youth group. Are they taking the door off? What's going on? They've removed the door.
The closet door is already fallen off. You can't get it to stay on the closet.
There is.
Now it's white.
Oh my goodness. All right. So invite your friends to Swarm. It's going to be an awesome event. Get them plugged in. I will see you guys next week. Remember, you've got 3 minutes to get people signed up. We are signing off. I said I'll see you next week. I will release a video next week, but we will not have live Saltco because that dog is so cute. Oh.
He's such a floof.
I'm fine. This is fine.
Oh, little floofer.
I need a puppy.
Yeah,
You don't have that for you. You don't have
Listen, I ain't buying it.
Anyway, we'll release a video next week, but we won't have live Saltco because it's 4th of July weekend. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks in person.